I speak to you in the quiet place where your breath softens and your heart listens, where the noise of the day loosens its grip and your spirit remembers that it is held. I am not far. I am not a rumor drifting through the rooms of your life. I am near you the way warmth is near a flame, the way the ocean is near a drop of water. I know what trembles under your ribs. I know the edge you feel under your feet. I know the way your thoughts return to the same doorway and press their palms upon the wood because you sense there is something on the other side that you are meant to know. Hear me, this message is for you. Do not turn away from it. Do not set it aside for a better moment. I am the one who authors the moment, and I have chosen this one to reach you because what I am revealing to you requires courage, tenderness, and the kind of love that grows only when you allow me to steady your hands. Your story has a room you rarely enter. The light in that room is thin but true. In that room rests a set of memories you do not always wish to examine, and beside them, a chair where grief sometimes sits as if it owns the house. Yet I tell you, grief does not own the house. I am the maker of the house, the keeper of every window and hinge. I open, I close, I mend. I am the breath when the room feels airless. I am the lamp when night stretches too far across the floor. Walk with me into this room because I must place a gentle truth into your hands. A tearful goodbye draws close. It will not come to destroy you. It will come as a passage, and passages are not endings in my kingdom, they are thresholds. A son you love has carried something alone. He has done it with a loyalty that he learned from watching you endure, and he has done it quietly because he did not want his burden to become your burden. He believed that strength meant silence. He believed that love meant hiding his storm from the ones he most wished to keep dry. He is brave. He is not lost to me. And the tears that have visited him in secret have been caught, every one, in my hands. There are moments you could not see where he placed his smile like a mask upon his face because he feared your worry would multiply his pain. There were days he memorized the sounds of the house, your footsteps, the kettle, the door, because those sounds reminded him that he was not alone even when loneliness pressed against his back. He has carried questions he did not know how to form and doubts he did not know how to challenge. He has carried responsibility that did not belong to him and regret that never deserved his name. He has carried expectations he thought were sacred when in fact they were only heavy. But you have not failed him. Hear me. You have not failed him. You gave him the language of love. You taught him how to endure. Now I am teaching him the language of release, and I am teaching you the art of letting me finish the work you began. This tearful goodbye is not a punishment. It is a door. It may be a departure from a season, a letting go of a plan, a stepping away from an environment that once seemed promising but has become narrow. It may be an ending to a role he outgrew while trying not to disappoint anyone. It may be the farewell he must speak to an identity he wore like borrowed clothes. You have sensed the winds shifting. You have felt the ache of impending change the way a body feels the weather before the clouds break. There is a tenderness in you that wants to cling, and there is a wisdom in you that wants to bless. Let wisdom lead tenderness. Let blessing be the language you choose when your mouth trembles. Say with your eyes that he is free to walk into the future I have prepared. Say with your presence that you will not chain him to what used to be just because the unknown is larger than your arms can cradle. I have seen the nights when he whispers to the ceiling instead of to you. I have visited him in those hours and set a small, stubborn flame inside his chest that refuses to go out. I have brought him quiet friends, sometimes a song that arrives at the exact minute he needs it, sometimes a memory of kindness that interrupts a hard thought, sometimes a stranger's smile that reminds him he is visible. I have not abandoned him to his burden. I have not asked him to conquer shadows without light. But I am asking both of you now to step toward each other with new honesty. The next conversation you share can become a river if you choose gentleness over judgment and curiosity over correction. Let your first words be simple: I am here. I am listening. I love you. You do not have to carry this alone. The door to strength opens more easily when hands are joined, and I am the hinge upon which that door swings. There is a fear that if you speak openly, you will summon calamity. That fear is a lie that learned to sound like caution. Truth does not summon calamity, truth saves you from it. When you name what hurts, you remove its mask. When you bless what must end, you loosen the knot that has been tightening in the dark. When you forgive the past for not becoming the future you imagined, you make space for the future I imagined. I am not rushing you. I am with you at the pace of your heartbeat. But I am inviting readiness, because the hour is near when goodbye will ask to be spoken with grace, and you will have to decide whether grace or grasping will answer the door. Understand that this goodbye is not only his. It is also yours. You will be saying farewell to the story where you were the one who held everything together by sheer will. You will be saying goodbye to the fear that if you release your grip, everything will fall apart. You will be saying goodbye to the version of love that believed control was safety. I am giving you a stronger gift: trust. Trust is the courage to let me be God in every room, in every decision, in every detour. Trust is the understanding that my hand is larger than your worry and my vision longer than your horizon. As you practice this trust, you will find that the air in your chest grows easier, and the edges of the day soften. You will notice small evidences of my care multiplying: a call arriving at just the right instant, an answer appearing in a place you forgot to check, a needed provision sitting quietly by your door. You have asked me for signs, and I have given them, yet your heart still aches because a sign does not hug you at the kitchen table. So I will give you something better than a sign. I will give you a moment. Watch for it. It will come like a small clearing in a dense forest of hours, a pocket of peace that wasn't on your schedule. In that moment, you will see his eyes steady upon you with a depth that tells you he is ready to speak. Do not rush the moment with advice. Fill it with presence. Let silence be the warm water that coaxes the cramped muscle to relax. Then say the words your soul has been practicing in secret. I bless your future. I bless your healing. I bless your courage. You are free to be wholly who you are in the light. I am still here, and so is God. If regret rises up and tries to recount a ledger of things you might have done differently, hand that ledger to me. I am not keeping score. I am keeping hearts. If resentment attempts to appoint itself as protector by blaming those who do not deserve blame, set resentment down like a knife that has no work to do at this table. This table is for bread and water and the tenderness of truth. This is where you will break fear into pieces small enough to swallow. This is where you will drink the peace I pour. Let forgiveness be the napkin you tuck into your collar. You will use it more than once. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you could not know. Forgive him for thinking he needed to be a stone when I created him to be living flesh. Forgive the past for being imperfect and the future for not arriving early. Each forgiveness becomes a rung in the ladder you are climbing together. There will be a day soon when you will stand in a doorway and feel the weight of the word goodbye gathering on your tongue. It might be a driveway goodbye, a threshold goodbye, a goodbye that looks like a change of city or a change of rhythm, a goodbye to a role or a relationship that no longer fits the way a new season must. Let tears be welcome guests. They are not proof that you are losing. They are proof that love has taken root deeply enough to make your eyes water when the wind shifts. I will be in that doorway. I will place my hand upon your shoulder and upon his. I will stitch the moment with mercy so nothing essential unravels. And when the door closes, you will discover that I have already opened another. You do not need to know the path beyond it. You need only to know that I walk it with you. I know the nights when sleep feels like a high shelf your tired reach cannot grasp. I know the way the dark rehearses every what-if until your mind is a crowded theater where worry performs all the lead roles. I know the way your bones remember childhood prayers and try to repeat them without remembering the words. Here are the words you can use: stay with me, God. That is enough. And I stay. I stay in the ache that sits beside you on the couch. I stay in the errands and the dishes and the laundry that insist the world continues. I stay in the phone calls that tether you to human voices. I stay in the way sunlight lands on a wall at 4 o'clock and tells you that time is still a faithful servant. I stay in the way his laughter returns unexpectedly, lighter than you remember, as the burden he has carried begins to lift. I stay in the future you cannot yet imagine, building rooms with windows you will love. Do not be afraid to ask for help where help is wise. Courage includes reaching for hands that are trained to hold certain weights. If counsel is needed, I will guide you to counsel that honors truth and protects dignity. If practical support is needed, I will arrange it with quiet precision. If boundaries must be shaped, I will teach you to draw them with compassion, not with fear. If a path must be left because it bends toward harm, I will stand at the junction and point toward safety with a firmness that is not up for debate. I am not passive love. I am active care. I do not watch from a distance. I enter and I lead, and I do so without violence to the soul. Your son is learning to give me what he tried to lift alone. The muscles of his heart have been sore. I am massaging them with hope. He will become fluent in honesty, and the first sentences will be clumsy. Do not mistake clumsy for insincere. Every child must wobble before they run. I will send him words that fit his mouth and a peace that fits his shoulders. He will see that strength is not the absence of need, but the courage to bring need to love. He will discover that tears are not the enemy of manhood, they are the rain that keeps the soil of the soul from cracking. He will learn to bless his own story out loud, and when he does, the room you rarely enter will begin to glow. You will also learn new music. It will not be the drum of anxiety that once marched through mornings and refused to leave. It will be the slow, steady rhythm of trust. You will notice the kind of laughter that doesn't apologize for itself. You will keep photographs not as proof of the past you miss but as witness to a future that is kinder than you expected. Gratitude will sneak up on you in unremarkable moments, a shoe by the door exactly where it should be, a half-finished cup of tea that tastes better because it was abandoned for a hug, a quiet afternoon when no one needs anything more than presence. This is how my goodness walks through houses, not always in fanfare, often in the sturdy loveliness of ordinary grace. Because you listen to me now, new courage is taking root. It will grow into choices. Choose to bless even what you do not yet understand. Choose to speak gently to yourself when fatigue wants to turn your mouth against your heart. Choose to place your hand on his shoulder often and let your touch tell him what words cannot. I am with you, and God is with us both. Choose rituals that make space for peace, short prayers, short walks, slow breaths, silent minutes where love has room to settle. Choose to honor the limits of each day and to lay down what is too heavy at the feet of the one who never sleeps. I am rewriting the ending you were afraid of. The tearful goodbye you fear will not be a cliff, it will be a bridge. It will not send you into emptiness. It will lead to spaces where air moves freely and light is honest. It will not sever love, it will refine it. You will find that you have not lost a son, you have released a man into my hands. You will find that he has not lost a home, he has discovered that home is larger than walls, it is wherever truth and love abide together. And you will see how I have been arranging goodness beneath the floorboards all along, wooden beams of mercy holding the structure as the winds passed. When memory brings back the sharp edges, I will round them with compassion. When a holiday arrives and the chair feels too empty, I will sit with you and fill the space with presence that needs no words. When good news comes and you want to tell the one who used to stand in the next room, I will carry your joy to him and carry his joy back to you. Nothing holy is lost in me. Nothing honest goes unheard. Nothing entrusted to my care falls through my fingers. I am the faithful one. I am the tenderness that endures. I am the mighty arm that lifts when knees buckle. Let the day begin and end with this simple courage: you are not alone. He is not alone. I am here. I am working in the seen and the unseen, in the silence and in the song, in the goodbye and in the hello that waits beyond it. You do not need to manufacture a miracle, you need only to make room for the miracle already unfolding. This message found you because love would not let it miss. Receive it as provision for the hour that approaches. When tears come, let them fall into my hands. When words fail, borrow mine. When fear tries to close the door I opened, stand firm and remember that your life is being shepherded by a love that never misplaces its sheep. I bless your house with peace. I bless your mouth with gentleness, your ears with patience, your eyes with clarity. I bless your hands to hold and to release in season. I bless your son with courage to set down what was never his to carry and to speak what his heart has longed to say. I bless the path between you with honest steps and the future before you with light enough to see the next faithful thing. Walk in this blessing now. Walk in it when the phone rings and when it doesn't. Walk in it when the day is loud and when night is kind. This is my word over your life: you are kept, you are guided, you are loved, and every goodbye that you speak with me beside you will lead to a goodness you will one day recognize with tears of gratitude rather than grief. Do not try to skip this love. Do not try to outrun this peace. Let them find you, as they are finding you now. Breathe slowly and feel the weight lift a little. I am with you, and I am with your son, and together we will carry what remains and lay down what must be set free. What begins in tears will be completed in grace, and what feels like an ending will soon reveal itself to be the careful opening of a new door. I am with you now, closer than your breath, nearer than the ache that rises in your chest when the night grows still and the house remembers old laughter. I have watched every footstep you took today, and I have gathered every unspoken thought you were afraid to name. I have come to speak gently but firmly, to take your hand in the place where confusion has grown like a knot and fear has whispered that you are alone. You are not alone. I am the one who saw the first tears that fell behind a closed door and the one who will dry the last tear before it touches the ground. I am the God who calls you by name, and I have a word for you. Do not run from this moment. Do not turn away from this message. Do not skip the sentence that is meant to break the stone that has weighed your heart down. I am here, and I will not leave you. Listen. There is a tenderness I placed within you that has been both your strength and your sorrow. The tenderness that keeps you open to love is the same tenderness that makes you feel every tremor of pain in the ones you love. You feel the air change when someone you care for tries to hide a storm, and your spirit bends toward the door like a candle leaning toward a draft. This is not weakness, this is the echo of my own heart in yours. I see how you have searched faces for clues, how you have read silences as if they were letters addressed to you, how you have rehearsed words in the night but swallowed them with the dawn because you feared saying the wrong thing. I know why you do this. I know how deeply you love. I know who you are holding in your heart right now. I want you to hear me clearly. A tearful goodbye has been hovering like an unspoken sentence at the end of a long chapter, and the weight you keep feeling is connected to a burden your son has been trying to carry alone. He has carried it because he thought silence would protect you. He has carried it because he believed that if he kept the turbulence inside him, the sky above your home would stay clear. He has carried it because he feared disappointing you, because he imagined your eyes dimming with worry, because he wanted to keep your peace even at the cost of his own. He has carried it because the path ahead of him seemed to demand a choice that felt like a betrayal, of you, of himself, of what once felt certain. But hear me, I do not ask the ones you love to choose between their truth and your love. I am the God who makes a way where there appears to be only a narrow door and a farewell on the other side. I am the God who has more paths than the world has excuses. I am the God who holds both of you in the same hand. Do not let fear write the story. Fear is a bad author. It adds scenes that never happen and steals every miracle from the margins. Let me write the next paragraph with you. Your son's quiet is not rejection, it is a small boat on rough water trying to find a shore it can trust. He is not asking you to read his mind, he is waiting to see if your heart will remain open while he finds the language he needs. Patience will be the rope that pulls that boat to shore. Gentle questions will be the lanterns that guide him in. Your arms will be the dock he ties to when he finally says what has been pressing on his chest. Do not mistake delay for distance. Do not call his silence a wall, call it a hallway, because it is leading him back to you. I have been speaking to him in the places where you cannot go. I have visited him in the minutes before he sleeps, when the ceiling looks like a blank page and guilt tries to rewrite his day. I have sat with him when he is in a crowd and feels alone. I have followed him into rooms where pride told him to act strong and shame told him he was weak. I have watched his eyes search for the exit in conversations where he felt trapped by expectations he no longer knows how to carry. I have caught the tears that never reached his face. I have counted the untyped messages, the sentences that started with, "I need to tell you," and ended in a backspace. I have kept them all. And now I am here to tell you that what he needs is not perfection, not speeches, not a plan that solves everything in 1 hour. He needs your presence that does not rush him, your voice that does not demand a performance, your patience that does not interpret pause as betrayal. I will not let despair have the last word. A tearful goodbye may have stood at the edge of his thoughts, but I am bending endings into beginnings and farewells into invitations. His thought of leaving a dream, leaving a place, leaving a relationship, leaving a version of himself, was born out of exhaustion, not hatred, out of confusion, not cruelty. I will turn it into a pivot, not a departure. Do not panic if the conversation starts with, "I can't do this anymore." Sometimes that sentence is the doorway to, "I can do this differently," and different is not the opposite of faithful, different may be the pathway to honest. Your role is not to wrestle him back into what was breaking him, but to shelter him while he names the truth I have been whispering to him. He is allowed to grow without losing your love. He is allowed to change without losing my hand. Let me tell you a secret about healing. Healing does not always begin with victory, sometimes it begins with permission. Permission to be human, to be imperfect, to be unfinished, to be learning. He has been carrying the idea that he must show you the final draft of his life when he is still in the first paragraph of a new chapter. Free him from that lie. Tell him that edits are holy. Tell him that rough drafts are safe in your home. Tell him that he can think out loud without being judged for every syllable. Tell him that confusion is not disobedience and uncertainty is not disrespect. And tell him this: he is loved here before he arrives at a conclusion. My love does not wait at the finish line with crossed arms, my love walks beside him through the maze.